All right, good morning, class. 2 more weeks and we're done. I just want to stress, I want to go over some key points here. This week we will be doing a multimedia presentation in which you will create a Google Slides and you're going to share it with me. You're not going to verbally present it in front of the class because obviously we're doing distance learning. You're just going to share it with me once your Google Slides is complete. I think it's a fairly easy assignment. You just got to stay on task. All right, just want to go over some housekeeping stuff. Late work. Most of you are doing a good job turning your assignments in on time. I'm being very strict. If you don't turn it in on time, you have all week to turn in an assignment. Due Friday by 6 p.m. Some of you are turning stuff in Monday the next week, or sometimes turning in 5-6 weeks later. There's no way I'm going to give you full credit. Okay, I'm not going to go back. Be responsible. Be responsible, turn in your work on time. Okay, this week we have a presentation. It's due by Friday. If you want to get it done today, and you're done with it. Okay, so I'm telling you, my grades will be in on June 2nd. All right, so I like that quote that I have in my classroom. An emergency on your behalf does not constitute an emergency on my behalf. I don't know who said it, but I love that quote. So anyways, make sure you stay on top of it. If you need to communicate with me, I've told you guys before, you can email me at my email at icordova@mycuhsd.org, but it needs to be with your own personal Gmail that's not associated with the school. The reason why is because if you email me, I can't email you back at the school email because it's not in the domain or the system, whatever. So it needs to be your personal email. So if you email me, it needs to be your own personal email that you've created or whatever your PS4 email, whatever. And I can email you back at that. But it can't be the school one. So just want to make it clear. Or you can communicate with me through Google Classroom. A lot of you have done that, created private comments, and that works just as well too. So anyways, with that being said, we will be doing a presentation this week. This form tells you exactly how to do your presentation, and it's going to be on the Google Classroom, which I will post right after this video. But okay, class, for the multimedia presentation for Unit 4 that you will be doing, consider this, okay? You've already read 2 short stories, 4 poems, and an article addressing the ideas about individuals, families, and societies who pursue material possessions in some form. As you review the short stories and poems you have read, consider the positive and negative aspects of the hunt for material possessions, this desire to acquire these material possessions. You will, by yourself, develop a Google Slides presentation on the following prompt. And this is what you're answering in your Google Slides. It says, in what ways can material possessions create both a sense of comfort and a sense of anxiety or discomfort? That is the question that you're answering. So once again, in what ways can material possessions create a both sense of comfort and a sense of anxiety? Okay. As I go through this, you'll get a better understanding. So the best way to approach this presentation is analyze the text, all the text that we've read in the last 7 weeks or so since we went off on social distancing. Okay, you're going to write down the various ways in which material possessions affect the comfort level or anxiety level of the individuals and families in the text that we have read. I created here this worksheet which will be on the Google Classroom. And, for example, the necklace, civil peace, avarice, the good life, money, King Midas. And then I saw, and I shot. That was the launch text at the beginning of Unit 4. You can also use a personal example. So, coming back to this, you will be using from the short stories or poetry, answering the question for each one. For example, if you wanted to use a personal example, all I'm asking you is to use 2 text or 1 text, in other words, 1 short story or 1 poem, and 1 personal example. So the total is 2, all right? For example, I would personally take the approach of maybe using 1 text. For example, the necklace. This is a perfect example. We know that they get that invitation to that big fancy ball. She's not happy because she doesn't have a dress. So the husband buys her a dress. And then she's like, well, then I don't have jewelry. So et cetera, et cetera. She wants all these possessions and they don't have the means for it, but so she borrows it from her rich friend. So the question is, in what ways can material possessions create a both sense of comfort and a sense of anxiety and discomfort? So the sense of comfort was when she had this necklace on and she went to this ball, she felt like she fit in with the elite and she felt rich, she felt beautiful at this ball and whatnot. That material possession gave her that sense of comfort where she felt like she fit in with the elite. But the sense of anxiety and discomfort is when she lost that material possession, and then she worked, as we know, she worked for 10 years. 10 years, her husband and her worked for 10 years hard to pay back this expensive necklace that she borrowed from her friend. And the irony is at the end when she gives, she tells her friend when she runs into her at the street 10 years later, and her friend tells her, that the necklace she let her borrow was a fake. It was not a real one. And so, that was the irony of the story. So the sense of comfort was fitting in when she had it on, fitting in with the elite at that ball, at dance. And then the anxiety and stress came when she lost it. And you can put a quote in there. And I've already laid out how on this worksheet, which will be on Google Classroom, I've laid out everything that goes on the presentation. And also, by the way, I will put in Google Slides an example from last year for one of my students in the Google Slides so you can see what a real good presentation looks like. Keep in mind, you may not use their quotes or whatever. You cannot use his example, okay? So I just want to be clear. That is an example for you to see, so it makes it easier. Oh, okay, I see what needs to go on the introduction page, and et cetera, et cetera. So now I could also use like a personal example. You guys already know my take. I've stressed it throughout the year. You guys know my take on quinceañeras, okay? I think it's a waste of money. Dinero tirado a la basura, as I like to say, And I know some of you young ladies get upset when I say that, but that's okay. That's just my personal take. It's an old tradition in which once you reach 15 years old, here you are, you can marry now. Here's my daughter. No, you cannot get married, okay? It's just it's a 15, you turn 15 and that's it. But the point here is, an example is, I've seen it before. I've had family members do this, where they don't really have the means, they don't have the money to really throw a quinceañera. And what do? They go out and borrow, and they get a huge loan, $10,000, $15,000 to pay for a quinceañera. You're just turning 15 years old. Instead of investing in your college or a MacBook, a laptop or something, let's go do this material possession, this party for my little niña, et cetera, so that we can give her a quinceañera. And then I've seen it before where I've seen family members get into debt because they want to do this quinceañera. Now, it gives them a sense of comfort when the quinceañera is going on and, oh, look at my baby, and oh my God, she's 15, etc. Oh, whatever. So that's a sense of comfort, but at the end, you're in debt. $10,000, $15,000 where you could have used that to maybe buy her a car or whatever. So that would be my example. Obviously, I would put pictures of quinceañeras on the slides or whatever. But those are two examples that I've already given you. One from the text, like from the necklace, or in a personal example, or a quinceañera. Okay? So you don't have to use that. I'm just using it as a personal example. I mean, it could be from somebody buying an expensive car and they really don't make that sort of income, and now they're strapped for money. They're tight with money because they decided to buy, an expensive car, but they can't do anything in life other than just to pay that expensive car. It's dumb. But anyways, that's just my personal opinion. But you can use one personal example and one text, or you can just go ahead and use two examples or two texts and not use the personal example, okay? So, and like I said, on the back here, I put it down. It says, you will choose two texts, or, like I just said, one text and one personal experience to research and present. Make sure to create and add 9 slides. Yes, your presentation is 9 slides, but you will see that it's very easy to do when you see the example that I've put there and you go over the directions. It says, you will title it Unit 4 Presentation. Okay, people are still gonna email me. What do we title it? It's on the directions. Please read the directions. Unit 4 Presentation. Each slide must have the initials of the creator on the bottom right-hand corner. I will doc you. It's simple. Put your initials on each slide. There's 9 slides. There should be 9 initials. Okay? Keep it simple. Get it done. All right. And each slide must have a picture or some form of graphic. Okay? Some type of illustration, whatnot. It should have it. If you turn in a slide that doesn't have any picture, I'm going to dock it. Okay? And by the way, this presentation is going to be worth a lot of points. I'm still debating whether 150, maybe 200 points. I'm thinking 200 points. Okay? And then you're going to share it with me. Share it with me at iCordova@mycuhsd.org, which I've put it on here, and it will be on Google Classroom. And then it says your presentation must be complete by Friday, May 22nd, 6 p.m. If it's after that, it's 0. Okay? May 22nd, 6 p.m. Some of you wait to the last minute, you procrastinate. Why do you do that to yourself? Get her done. Okay? You have today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and all day Friday to get this done. It's only 9 slides and it's a very simple presentation because you're not presenting it. You're just putting it together and you're sharing it with me. All right? I expect all of you guys to turn it in, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. Now, and then it goes through, and I shouldn't have to go through this, but first slide is your introduction, your name, your title. What's the title? Unit 4 Presentation, okay? And it should have your initials and an image. Your second slide, it's your thesis statement. In other words, you're answering the prompt. Okay, it's your thesis statement, your take on people who go out and seek material possessions and, you know, how it creates a sense of comfort and anxiety in their life. And so you're going to answer that. And like I said, I'm not going to go through all of this, but the example that I'll provide for you on there I think it will suffice. It will answer all your questions. You will have this at your disposal on Google Classroom. Okay, class, and like I said, if you have any questions, email me at icordova@mycuhsd.org, and make sure you use your personal email. That way I can reply to you right away. If you use a school email, it will not allow me to reply to you. It'll shoot it back to me and say, this email is not in the domain. So, anyways, I will be posting that shortly. If you want to email me or communicate with me through Google Classroom, through the private message on the Classroom, do so. Or if you want to ask me a general question, do it on the, what do you call it? On the page where I put the assignments, okay? The stream page. I've left it open for, if you want to ask comments or questions, please do so. Other than that, I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, this is the second to last week. This presentation is due on the 22nd by 6 p.m. Get it done. It's easy to do. Don't wait till the last minute. Get it done now. Okay? Don't fall behind. Some of you, your grades have slipped because you've gone on vacation already. I don't know why. But for the most part, a lot of you are turning in your assignments, and I'm looking forward to this. Okay? I really want to see your assignments. I want to see what you guys put together. And my recommendation, create the Google Slides today and just share it with me. So that as you're done, you know, when you're done working on it, boom, I can see when it was done and completed. Okay? So remember, if you share it with me on Saturday, I can see the last time you worked on it. It'll show me. So make sure you get it done before the deadline, May 22nd, 6 p.m. Okay? And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I hope I can see you guys soon. And obviously it's not going to be this school year, but hopefully I can see you guys next school year, and make sure you come through, and you know, assuming maybe we open back up, but we're not sure. But when the time does come, I want to see all of you guys. All right, guys. Miss you guys in class, and don't hesitate to ask me any questions. I'm at your disposal, and do well. Stay safe, practice social distancing, clean your hands, bañense cochinos, and stay safe. Miss you guys. Bye. Boom. Oh.